Okay, pack 139. Now I'm going to do the video on building the Viking model rocket. So first we're going to start off with cutting open your kit. Pull out your instructions and get together all the materials you're going to need to build. So, it says you're going to need scissors, pencil, mechanical pencil or regular pencil. Going to need a ruler, fine sandpaper, glue, modeling knives, which I have my set right here. It says masking tape, clear tape, plastic model cement, which I do have, just not at the table right now. That's at the very end. And then spray paints, if you want to spray paint yours different colors. You can customize it however you want to. Alright? So, let's get started. We're going to identify the parts of the rocket. You have your decals. You have your main body. You have this white piece of cardboard. This is your tail fins. You have up to 5 on your rocket in any configuration that you want. There's another small bag in here. I'm going to cut this open. Empty it out. Ooh!
Where's the putty?
Hold on. Lost a piece. Here it is. You have your nose cone. You have your nose cone cap. You have... This is the yellow spacer tube. This does not go in the rocket. This is only to help you build it. You have your launching lug. You have your engine block. You have your streamer. And you have your shock cord.
Where's your engine?
The engines, you don't need an engine right now. Okay, so the first thing that you can do is decide, do you want 3 fins, 4 fins, or 5 fins? For this build, I'm going to build 5 fins. So there is a little circle here on your instructions for each configuration you want. You stand your tube on here and then make the dots where the arrows are pointing. Or make your lines. There's also an LL, that's where your launching lug goes. LL launching lug. Okay. So I'm going to label that one LL. The next thing you're going to do is we're going to open this up. And step 1 is you're going to glue this piece to that piece with the plastic modeling. Okay, so I couldn't find my plastic modeling cement, but that's okay. If you have like super glue or something, just put a little bit of that on here. The plastic just has to stay together. So I went ahead and I just pressed this in after I put the super glue on, and that should hold tight. You just want that to hold tight. You can also do a test fit right now to see. Yeah, it's not falling out on its own. That's what you want. Once again, if it's too loose, it falls out on your own, add a little bit of masking tape. If it's really snugs putting into the tube, then you can sand it down a little bit with the fine sandpaper. Alright, so just put that to the side. We don't need that right now. Alright, the next step are the fins. They say to go ahead and sand them down. Get you a little bit of sandpaper. If you have a sanding block, use that. Just sand them down, make them smooth on both sides. Alright. And so after you do that, then carefully cut them out of the paper. Use your modeling knife if you can. You can use a box cutter. You just don't want to destroy them. So kids, ask your parents for help for this one, please. Don't just do this on your own if you're using a knife to cut them out of. Please. And thank you. Alright, afterwards, you want to sand down the edges of each one. You can do that all together. Like put all 5 or all 3 or however you're using into a stack like this with your sandpaper.
I have
Sand down the edges.
good luck with that.
And then once you feel you've gotten them all smooth, put them to the side. Alright, so the next step is that we're going to mark the launching tube with, once again, remember the marks that we did on the circles here. You're going to take the tube and using one of the marking guides on page 1 to choose the finger. Mark tube for fin placement on launching lugs. So it says to if you put this in a door frame, you can draw a straight line. If you're good, you can just use your ruler and try to draw a straight line. Go up about, what, 3 inches on each mark that you made. Alright, so as you can see, I've done all my marks, and then it's easy to tell where the launching lug is. Just go ahead and kind of make sure you know which one's the launching lug. Alright, There's a bunch of different configurations in the next tab to pick for your fin placement. I'm going to go wild, and I'm going to put all 5 fins on here, but each fin is going to be put on a different way. So the next step, and this is following the instructions, and this will make life a whole lot easier. Apply a thin layer of glue and let dry 1 minute. So on each one of these, you want to apply a little bit of glue to each edge of your fins. Now, if you know which configuration you're going to use, just apply glue on the fin edge that's going to be touching the tube. But since I'm doing one of each,
Is that a placard?
alright. So the best part is that as soon as I'm done with all 5 of these, the first one will be ready. Okay, 2 more.
Can we help?
No. You'll be able to build your own.
Maybe we can. Well. We can do all these except that.
Okay, one more.
Right.
Alright, so now I got those. Repeat for all fins. Check alignment. Alright, so we let you apply a second layer and then apply them to the tube. So, the first one, I'm going to apply this edge. And just hold the fin there after you align it for about 30 seconds. And then it should stay on its own. So I did this. Now I'm going to do this edge on this fin. Fin placement is all up to you. Just make sure you don't put this on the lug nut side. All right. So this one, we're going to put this edge. We'll put this.
Also,
Okay. This one I'm going to put on this way. Or no, I'm going to put it on this way.
so there's going to be 6 lines.
Now, doing the 2 layers of glue makes them stick a little bit easier. The last one,
We should have did
I'm going to put up like this.
We should have did 2 layers with mine.
Once again, it's thin layers of glue. Do not just take it and glob it on. You don't need to do that. So we take this one and we line it up there. Now take your launching lug, so a little bit of glue on it, and it goes 2 inches on your line. Alright, so now I have the launching lug on there, I have all of my...
So that's how it's supposed to land.
If you need to readjust, now's the time to do so before the glue is completely dried. There we go. Make sure that it stands up on its own, it's not rocking side to side, evenly balanced. You should probably go ahead and just choose one configuration. Don't go and do this with the fins in each and every direction. I have no idea how that's going to work. Just choose one, keep with it, make them all uniform. Alright. So here I need to get something real quick.
Slap you that hard.
5 of your slaps is more than mine. You hit me 5 times. Get it.
He did.
If you have some craft sticks, that would be best to use this to do this new section. What you got to do is that you've got to put some glue about 2 inches in here with the craft stick. So I'm going to measure 2 inches.
Or popsicle stick.
On my stick. And then I'm also going to make the stick a little bit smaller. So it's going to be easier for me to apply the glue. Alright, that's good enough. So, we are going to put a dab of glue up there, stick that into the 2-inch mark, and roll it around. We're going to do that 2 or 3 times. Make sure that we get enough glue down there. Alright, that's probably good enough for this session. Alright, so we got that glue. Now you take your marking tube and you put a line on here, 1/4 inch from the bottom or from one end. Alright, what we're going to do, and you see I've already made the mistake. So you're supposed to apply that glue from the bottom of the tube. So we're going to repeat that again. I'm going to put glue on both sides of that to speed this up. Make sure that's applied. Alright. Then you take your ring, put it in there, and then you take this, push it up to the 1/4 inch mark. And then you take that out. Do not leave it in. Alright, this ring is very important. That is going to stop the engine from going up your rocket. So you need to make sure that it's set right at that spot. Alright, so once again, you put that spacer in and you shove that in until you're at your 1/4 inch mark and then pull it out. Then so that's why the glue is important and that spacer ring is important. Alright. So now that we have that, it's time to cut out from page 1 your shock cord mount. It's a little strip that has numbers 1, 2, and 3 on it. Alright, so you cut that out from page 1. When we're attaching the shock cord, we are applying it from the top down. So we're going to apply this, and it'll cover 2 and 3 and leave 1 alone because 1's going to get folded over. So go ahead and put a little dab of glue on the number 2 spot. Smooth that out a little bit with your fingers or however, or if you still have your craft stick, you can smooth it out with your craft stick. Okay? Lay your parachute cord down so it's in the glue and it doesn't go into number 1. Then you fold number 1 on the dotted line up to number 2, press down and hold. And if there's extra glue that squirts out, go ahead and rub that into number 3. Because we're going to put a little bit more glue on there. Unless you have enough. It just so happens I have enough on my craft stick. I don't need much more extra glue. And then fold that over on the dotted line to the number 3 mark. And then press and hold until it sets. Alright. Then leave that to the side for a minute.
Did you make a mistake?
So now, you take this, and it says about 1 inch down, you're going to glue it into the tube. So we're going to put a dab of glue on the back of this, spread it out a little bit, and then make sure you stick this into the tube from the top about 1 inch down. It doesn't matter where, just about 1 inch down. And then press it with your finger against the side of the wall.
That must hurt.
And that attaches the shock tube.
So where's the actual parachute?
So now, what you do is that you take this, the other end of your shock cord, and tie it to your nose cone. You go ahead and use a double knot. Because this is what's going to allow your rocket to come back down without hitting the ground hard, busting and breaking if it survives the flight. Alright. Make sure that's nice and tight there. Alright. The next step is your streamer. Unfold it. Now it says that you use clear tape to tape it down. So get your tape ready, and all you do you place that down, and then you place the tape over. If you have a little extra tape, cut it off. So the tape should not be wider than the streamer. Okay? Now if we were getting ready to launch it, we would go ahead and shove the engine wadding into it, and then we would stuff it. However, we'll be doing that at our launch date, so don't worry about putting anything in. What I also do to save money is that I stuff about 3 sheets of toilet paper in there. But you know, because of COVID-19, toilet paper is worth like $20 a piece, so I won't suggest that you do that. After you do this, just roll it up. As best as you can to the top of it, and then you just drop everything back down the main tube.
better?
Yep. I'm still video mode. There we go.
Careful of the cord.
Just take your time, putting the cord down. Don't cramp it, don't rip it. If you need help, go ahead and use your pencil or whatever. Stuff it down a little bit more if you need to. You stuff that down. Put the nose cone on, and you have a rocket that is ready to launch. At this point, you can put your stickers on it, spray paint it, whatever you want, and you're good to go. Hope you enjoyed this, and look forward to seeing everyone's rockets. Thanks so much.